Alpha, beta and gamma in case of transistors indicate the current gain in different configurations. Alpha is the current gain in common base configuration. It is the ratio of collector current to emitter current. Alpha is always less than 1. In common base configuration, emitter is the input terminal and collector the output terminal, while base is the common terminal. This configuration is also known as grounded base configuration. When there is no AC input, the alpha is known as DC alpha. Alpha can be increased by making the base thin and lightly doped. Beta is the current gain in common emitter circuit. It is the ratio of collector current to base current. Beta is always more than 1. This configuration is also called grounded emitter configuration. Base is the input terminal and collector the output terminal. Gamma is the current gain in common collector circuit. Base is the input terminal in this configuration, also known as grounded collector configuration. Here, output terminal is the emitter. Though a transistor is a 3-terminal device, we need 2 terminals for input and 2 for output. That is why one terminal becomes common to input and output in the configurations mentioned above. The common terminal is grounded. We have both NPN and PNP types of silicon transistors. NPN and PNP designations are depending on the components of the transistors. N-type material has extra electrons, while P-type have holes or regions deficient in electrons. The different types are made by adding small amount of impurities to silicon by a process known as doping. NPN transistor has N-type material on either sides, while the central portion is P-type. The composition of PNP transistor is the other way around. The 3 leads of the transistor are known as collector, base and emitter. Base is almost analogous to the control grid in the vacuum tubes of yesteryears. Current gain or amplification occurs in transistors between the base and collector currents with common emitter configuration. It is technically termed as HFE, which stands for Hybrid Parameter Forward Current Gain Common Emitter. Another term is beta of the transistor. It is measured by dividing the collector current by the base current in a common emitter configuration. Most digital multimeters have an option to check the HFE of transistors. The transistor has to be inserted in the NPN or PNP slots according to the pinout diagram and the selector knob turned to the HFE option to read the value on the digital display. Here you can see that BC547B, which is an NPN transistor, has been inserted in the socket for NPN transistors and the selector knob has been turned to HFE on the dial. Digital display shows HFE value is 256, which is the current gain of this device as measured by the digital multimeter.